I studied energizing architectures. There is, I think, an engineer among you, and I found a megatron to be a very, very dynamic structure for the mind, actually. It provides radio frequencies that are uplifting for awareness. So we started exploring what could be an ideal university also on the architectural side. And one of the concepts proposes to use climate change resistant, resilient housing to create the campuses with solar energy, wind turbines. This is among the projects, Having micro campuses. The problem with giant universities is you don't know everybody. You're kind of flooded by other students and all kinds of people you don't have the time to know deeply. There were studies by Masanao Toda, Professor Toda in Tokyo, studied the sociology of groups, and he found that to be profitable for a community, the maximum number would be 150. So 150 would be an ideal number so that people learn from each other, and that at the end of their study, they would have the feeling that not only do they know everybody, but they feel friendly with everybody. Those connections would stay all their life as some form of support. The idea was a university which would have two sides. A side which would be a startup seeding program for those who'd like to create their own nonprofit or their own association, their own company, their own organization, their own NGO. And the other part would be those who would like to become professors. And since those small campuses can be placed anywhere, they could be placed in any municipality, in any village, in any mountain, in any place where there is no university, they will mushroom very quickly. So now we have propositions to put some in Grenada, or maybe in Titwan, some in South America, some in Australia, some in Tajikistan, having a campus that is at human scale for personal and social growth. Here on the right, you see the cover of my book. I think it was published in 2017 on Deep University, and now I'm preparing a second edition that will benefit from all the changes and progress we made since 2017. And so you see a little bit the design. We had the chance to be contacted by a large philanthropic foundation, the LCI Foundation, Lions Clubs International Foundation. The international headquarters of the Lions Club Foundation are near Chicago in Oak Brook. So they called me mid-August and they told me, would you mind coming? We'd like you to see how we work and what we do. They are changing their president every year. They are trying to avoid corruption at all means. So I went to Chicago to visit them, and they were kind enough to integrate me in their Quest meeting. The Quest program is their education program to support schools and the youth, and they produce materials and give funding. What I found was they worked like a bit the NSF, the National Science Foundation. That means they receive lots of proposals and then they select which are the best one, the most serious, they give feedback. Then they select some they want to fund. So I felt the work they were doing was serious, well made. From the headquarters, I was suddenly in my car with driving 3 of their international directors back to Wisconsin from Chicago. For 3 hours, we discussed about everything, very friendly people. They told me, we believe in deep education. We believe in the context of Deep University. We'd like to help you. I had not imagined that before. I developed a concept. I believe it would work, but I didn't think that I could be the one developing it. They told me, we want to stay for 3 days around do you know a realtor? We visited all lands available around 30 minutes around my home. And we found one place with 120 acres. I told them, I'm not really sure you should buy land. It could be a hybrid university. I was a bit shy telling them, it's a huge expense. Then they told me, okay, we'll think about it. They came back in January of 2016 and they bought the land. That's 52 hectares, 30 minutes from the airport. They say it's an ideal place. And In the picture you see, actually, that was one of the rare meetings where you had 10 of their international presidents gathered in one room. The president, who is from India, is the president of the Lions Clubs International. He read the book on Deep University, and we have their philosophical support, as well as the idea is now that Deep University could help promote courses to engage youth, to work on the environment, to improve vision, and to relieve hunger. Deep University is an independent university. Important philanthropic organizations see the interest of having a university that is oriented towards wisdom, towards helping each other, community building, towards helping the world, helping the planet with transdisciplinary degrees connected to the self-development of people. There are here unique and new ideas with an innovative spin. Deep education means self-determined learning, and students created programs and degrees. Transdisciplinary degrees means thematic, topical degrees, like a degree in friendship, in wisdom, in service to humanity, in sustainability, and so on. A unique architecture creating megatrons, life-supporting low-frequency radio waves for the planet. Connected universities, small is beautiful. So campuses of 125 to 150 residents and non-residents. And online, it will be very different from MOOCs, mass online open courses. A Spark is a small, private, hybrid or online course. Keep it at a human dimension. Here is what we intend to build. We'd like to have this kit for 150 students being all around the planet for any community, any group, any village, township, any place which is interested. I want to finish here with a few slides showing you an example of what your team could do. Here's an example of something we could help communities create. If you know a community, if you know a municipality, if you know an association, we could help them team up with special groups of interest, communities, municipalities, and explore, find relevant resources for them. The first step is to help them rethink themselves in terms of increase the level of knowledge and wisdom in their community through the creation of a program or courses that match exactly the topics they need. That would be topics for the earth, topics for humanity, knowledge for humanity, and then organize with them their teams, their resources in their field of expertise, for example, friendship. The website and the documentation provided by Ubuntu Planet, an African concept. What we do is perfectly compatible with Ubuntu Planet, proposed by Michael Tellinger. Wonderful, wonderful people. Partner with people such as Ubuntu or Ubuntu as for purpose to create new forms of municipalities within townships to define success in their terms. Find what types of knowledge in the form of courses, but in the form of knowledge projects and action would help them in their attempts. And then professional development. You could be the ones developing in your communities this form of professional development once the themes have been specified. Articulate professional development project with them, knowledge sharing processes that match the deep intent and goals, gain specific badges as awards on the path of their progress, walk across top awareness borders defined with badges, certificates, master, PhD, in the field of expertise that these people want to develop through deep education. Then when the course program is open, it may be advertised and promoted all around through deep, open, top awareness programs. Realize who you are, who you want to be in a new social role associated with this expertise. And I created the term deepener. You may become a social agent for transformation, and the social agent for transformation would be a deepener. So you may explore, that would be the final stage when a program has been set in a municipality, in a community, in a group, in an association, explore international and interdimensional partnerships and create a top awareness academy, a deep institute or a deep university campus locally. We are also open to courses that would be just online on Zoom, exchanges with a forum. We are very flexible as to the different formats. I'm ready to answer your questions. I hope you felt intrigued. Please let me know. You're best at contacting the people you know face-to-face. For our courses, we may give the courses face-to-face, hybrid, or online fully. But for the contact for fundraising, the human interaction is key to having people really understand what we mean. There is a distinction between the organism in charge of the courses and the organism that is in charge of promotion, which is nonprofit. As a part of the Deep Education Institute, you may contribute to fundraising. You will get a certificate from this training of becoming a fundraiser. Then you will have the tools to organize whatever project seems significant to you and meaningful. Organize fundraising in such a way that your community could benefit from building a network and building a local deep education institute.
Step by step, we started understanding the concept of deep education and the goal that we want to achieve.
Thank you, everybody. Mucho gusto. Marcela, have a good time this week and start reading our material, watching the videos. Thank you for inviting me today. This is the start of a big and beautiful adventure.